Hello, hello. So welcome on our live as promised today. I'm going to chat with you about the nutrition when it comes to weight loss. And I've got already some questions, okay, that I got from you. So I'm going to go through them questions. And then, of course, if you've got any more questions, just pop them on the in the chat, and I'm going to answer as well. Oh, hello. Yeah, so a few questions that I got recently, and I think you may find them beneficial as well, so I'm gonna share with you. So one of the questions when it comes to weight loss and nutrition for weight loss, we all want to stick to the calorie deficit, so that's the number one thing. And one of the questions that I got, it was, when realistically should I start seeing results, okay? And the answer in here is it all depends on calorie deficit, okay? Because like in general, looking onto the numbers, to like lose 1 pound of body fat, it takes about 3,500 of the calorie deficit, okay? So if you're gonna get that calorie deficit, so if you're gonna reduce your calories 500 calories per day, you're gonna realistically, you're looking about 1 pound lost in a week time. But if your calorie deficit for any reason is not going to be 500 calories a day, it's going to be like 200 calories. In this way, you're going to see the same progress in a 2 weeks time, okay? So it may take you longer. So it very much depends your results and how fast you're going to see the results is going to depend on how sharp is your calorie deficit, okay? And then so what's your energy intake and what's your energy expenditure? If you're going to increase your activity, if you're going to reduce your food intake, let's say, and then you're going to, let's say, start exercising on top of that, you're probably going to see, quicker results. And so it all depends, but when should you start changing things? If after 4 weeks, you can't see the difference in your measurements, in your weight, okay, in your body shape. So if you take pictures, that is the time to look closer, okay, where the change can be made. So you are looking into your two things. One, activity, and the second is your nutrition, okay? The calories can hide in the little things. And sometimes we may think like, oh, I'm not going to log that fruit because fruit is healthy, but yeah, fruit still's got calories. Same as with the milk and stuff like that. So it's really important to be precise. But saying that as well as that, on the other side, we've got that energy expenditure. So that impacts our energy balance. So it's looking like, oh, how much do I move? Do I move enough? Do I get my steps in? Am I consistent with getting them in? So that is the things that you want to look at. So if after 4 weeks, you're not seeing, okay, the results, if you see, I'm like, oh, I'm not really changing, there must be something, or that needs adjusting, and that is worth looking into. So that was the question number one. Hopefully that will give you some answers. Another question I had was, if I eat sandwiches 5 times a week, okay, am I gonna still lose weight? And the answer is yes, you will. And I'm gonna say yes, you will, under the condition, okay, under the condition that you're gonna stick in a calorie deficit. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter the type of the food you're having, okay, in a day, in a week, as long as you're keeping the calorie deficit. So you can still have your sandwich, like saying like the sandwich got about 300, 400 calories, even if you've got it in your day, depending on, where your calorie, let's say, your allowance is 1700, okay? So even if you got that sandwich, like, which is going to take 300 or 400 calories, you got still plenty of calories that you can use for the different type of food, okay? Ideally, you want to aim for the nutritious, food. The thing with the bread, and I think why it's like, said like, or some people may feel like, oh, when you eat bread you will gain fat, and that is not necessarily the truth. The reason why bread is like connected with a bad thing is because there is so much calorie packed in such a small size of the sandwich, okay, and it's easier to overeat on bread. It's not giving us that satiety. It doesn't increase the satiety level when it comes to the food. So ideally, you can have the sandwich, you will still lose weight as long as you're going to stay in a calorie deficit, okay? But that's up to you to manage the rest of your day with the food to actually see, and make it long term, because at the end of the day, you don't want to feel like you're starving. You want to make sure you are kind of composing your meals. That's got sense. Another thing that I would want to mention at this point is it's really important that most of the sandwiches doesn't have enough protein, and as you resistance train and go to the gym or train at home, you really want to focus on increasing your protein intake, and very often the sandwiches don't have enough, okay? So it's worth thinking how I can structure my meals in a way where I can get enough protein throughout the day, okay? And that's where another question question comes in place that I recently got. And the question was, how much protein should I have in my meals, okay? Percentage wise or number wise. I've already mentioned, oh, hello, Kirsty. I've already mentioned that before. But it is, so looking onto, I'm not looking onto bodybuilders, okay? I'm just looking on the general weight loss and the resistance training. So you're aiming for 1.6 grams to 2 grams, okay, of protein per kilogram of body weight, okay? So that's where we're looking at. If you're using any food app and you can put the percentage, you can always adjust the goals. Usually the apps has got a preset numbers, like a percentage, okay, when it comes to protein. And usually it's tiny bit lower than I advise. So if you look onto that, you can change it. So if you go to your food app and then just adjust the goal, okay, you can change the goal. And that's where another question comes in. So looking onto changing goal, 25 to 35%, okay, that's where you want to put the brackets for your protein. And another question, and I think is it the last one? It's probably the last one. Is gonna be, so what shall I do with the carbs and fat? So if I've got my protein set, if I've got my calories set, so how much carbs should I eat? And that is very personal, okay? Again, I'm not here advising on the bodybuilders and preparing for competition and stuff like that, changing body composition. It's more just about the long-term results when it comes to the weight loss, okay? So we're going to focus on calorie deficit, protein, but carbs and fat, you just adjust to the food you like, okay? Some people prefer having more carbs and some people prefer having more fat. I'm probably more fat-driven person because I like all the nuts and nut butters, avocado and all the stuff like that. So for myself, I probably put the fat ratio a bit higher. So it doesn't matter how you structure your fat and carbs as long as it's the diet that you enjoy, okay? And I think that's about it. So that's about it. I'm very quickly went through all the questions that I've had, but I will be doing lives on a weekly basis. So if you've got any questions, if you pop them here or if you just send them my way, and then I will do another live. Okay, you're gonna see me more often. So hopefully you got some of the information that you might find beneficial going forward for structuring your diet and adjusting your nutrition for the weight loss if that's your goal. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go for it now. Have a lovely day, rest of the day, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.